I haven't been doing much videos lately. I've been very super busy, but I thought I'd turn the camera on because I found a really interesting fault that might be catching some people out if they ever come across it. Been working on this mpu3 board here, which has had more than its fair share of problems. You see a lot of stuff's been replaced already. It was having a problem where it was running, it was booting up, but Real 1 was going out of line all the time. You see I've replaced a couple of parts there. And it wouldn't give you a real alarm which the game it was being tested with should. It was set up normally on the first spin, but after that, it just going out of line, going out of line, going out of line. Sometimes it come back to the right position, sometimes it go out of line. What I found, it was really interesting. You see I've replaced, hang on, focus is going a bit bonkers here. That's better. I replaced IC17, I replaced some of these dials as well. It would still work for a wee bit and then go out of line. It seemed to be something heat related, and I noticed this resistor pack here, what that does is it limits the current coming back from the opto inputs coming back from the real backboard. You know how the mpu3's got a separate backboard within the opto sensing gears on that. Well, what was happening is this resistor pack here it's 8 individual elements, and most of the time when you find a fault with these, you expect them either to go short or open individually. But no, this one has shorted across itself. It's this one here. Just a little resistor pack like that. I've noticed that these blue ones are prone to failure. This one, the one that was in here, shorted across itself. And one of the lines here appears to be tied to 5 volts, because what was happening was you were getting a false high signal at pin 10, which is the opto input for Real 1. And you take the PIA out and you'd lift this dial on one side and it would go away, but if you put this dial back in here, this D40, you were getting a high signal at pin 1. Or sometimes when you first power up, you were getting a float signal at pin 1, no signal at all, and you see it gradually swing high. So I switched the board off and I measured the resistance in pin 10. I'm saying pin 1, it's pin 10. I measured the resistance from pin 10 to 5 volts and I've got 1k. I thought, that's bloody weird. There's nothing on the line tied to 5 volts. There's no pull-up resistors. No, but there is a current limiting resistor here, and a couple of ends of it are unused and they're tied to the 5 volt line. And what was happening was this one is shorted across all its elements. Instead of individually shorting across one or the other, it shorted across all of them. And it became a cell pack, if you like, with one end tied to 5 volt. And it was giving me a false resistance on pin 10. I diagnosed it by cutting this resistor pack out, and the resistance in pin 10 went to 11 meg. Put this new resistor pack back in, and the resistance is at 11 meg. With no signal. If I measure the resistance from here to pin 10, I get 1k as I should. You measure it on pin 12. Pin 12 is the signal coming back from the opto, and pin 5 on the other side goes to pin 10. You get 1k as you should. So I just thought it's a really interesting fault. And it's not the first time I've had to replace one of these blue resistance packs for shorting sideways. See, they say what they are, so just 8 individual resistors in a little encapsulated package. But it's not a cell pack where you have one side tied to a voltage and then the others are all tied to it. It's not a pull-up pack. But this one has shorted out in such a way that it became a pull-up cell pack. And it's causing all sorts of chaos. Actually did a bit of damage as well. It opened up a couple of resistors in the real backboard and I had to replace them. And I had to replace that diode because it shorted it out. So, yeah. Just thought I would put the camera on and show you that these packs, sometimes they don't individually short, open or closed. They can sometimes short across themselves and tie the lines to each other, which if you don't know what you're looking for can cause chaos. So anytime you see one of these and you've got a false resistance come from somewhere, check this first before you start pulling all these other big ICs out. Alright, Bye bye for now.